Declarations of interest, to receive disclosures of unregistered or other interests from councillors. So if you have an interest, you're to declare it now or as soon as you become aware of it during the course of the meeting, please. Councillor Moody.
I just wish to declare that I'm a member of the DM&L committee at West Devon Borough Council and have not predetermined any planning applications that may occur on our agenda tonight. Thank
you. We then move to item 3, which are minutes of the council meeting, which have been circulated to confirm the minutes of the meeting of Tavistock Town Council held on Tuesday, the 9th of June 2026. There is an amendment to this, Town Clerk, isn't there? And that is on page 2, little 2A, and the year should read, with regard to the annual governance statement for the year ended 31st of March 2026. So there was a typo on that, but that has now been amended. So if people can note that, please. Can we confirm that that's a true record apart from that, with that correction? Can I have a proposer? I'll propose.
I'll second.
Thank you. Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you, that's carried. And then any matters arising. So are there any matters on that agenda that are arising, please? No? Okay, item 4, public representations and questions. I believe we might have one now. Thank you.
We do have a question. The questioner themselves are unable to be in attendance, but I believe that one of the members of the public at the back will be asking the question on their behalf. If you're able to use the microphone, just press the silver button and it'll come on red. And then if you wish to, or alternatively, I can read it out for you if you would prefer that. The choice is yours. Yes, of course. So the question which was submitted is as follows. I strongly support the Development Management and Licensing Committee's recommendation to object to planning application 0887/26/OPA. Given the detailed planning grounds identified by the committee, together with the objections and concerns raised by specialist consultees, including Devon County Council Highways, the Landscape Officer, Tree Officer and Strategic Planning Officer, will full council please endorse the committee's recommendation and formally object to the application?
Thank you, Town Clerk, for reading that question. This is something that we are considering later on the agenda and we will consider it fully then. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Right, items requiring a decision. 5, General Finance. A, schedule of payments, to consider and endorse the monthly accounts as at the 31st of May and 30th of June. Schedule of all payments are listed on the website. So did anybody have any questions about the schedule of payments? None submitted?
None submitted.
Right, can we just note those schedule of payments, please? Thank you. Little b, budget monitoring report, to consider and endorse the phased budget monitoring as at the 30th of June. That was included with your papers. Anybody have any burning questions on that, or can we just note those? Early days yet, really.
Noted.
Okay, thank you. Item 6, Budget and Policy Committee. To consider the minutes of the meeting of the Budget and Policy Committee held on Tuesday the 14th of July. Councillor Moody, please.
Oh, thank you.
Stand up.
So, yes. Right. The Budget and Policy Committee on the 14th of July, item number 73, apologies for absence, 74, confirmation of the minutes, 75, declarations of interest, 76, items circulated for recommendation to Council Civic Ball income and expenditure, and there's a recommendation for that. Shall I read out the recommendation for you?
Yes, please.
Little 1, acknowledge the shortfall of £1,251 in relation to the Civic Ball in 2026 and to address same, endorse £862.20 of the shortfall being transferred from the civic ceremonies expenses to the Civic Ball income code number 1033. The remaining £388.80 being classified as an overspend. And little 2, retain the current format for the next Civic Ball 2027. And finally, excuse me, little 3, instruct officers to undertake a preliminary review of key issues and options associated with the event to provide a basis for future considerations in due course. I move that recommendation.
And I'll second that. Councillor Hipsey?
Thank you for that. Can I just say, as an attendee of the last ball, obviously, I think those of you that joined us will agree it was an absolutely splendid affair, extremely well organised, and thanks to Jan Smallacombe for that. I think at £388.80 as an overspend, it was well worth it. And I do hope that it set the standard for future events of that nature. We do live in a world with a great deal of very fast increases in inflation. And I think, if we want to do this properly, we're going to have to spend on it. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Councillor Ewings, did you want to speak? No? Oh, right, thank you. Can I just make a comment? When I was first a town councillor, the profit from the bar of the night used to be offset against this. And if we'd done that on this occasion, which didn't happen, we would have made quite a surplus. So it's a swings and roundabouts situation, really. So we've got a recommendation before us, which has been proposed and seconded. Any further questions? Can I put it to the vote then? Those in favour, please.
Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. 77, minimum operational balance review, and there's a recommendation for that, which is that the Town Council agree the temporary increase of the minimum operating balance from £300,000 to £500,000 until December 2026. And B, review the position again by the end of the current 2006-2007 financial year to consider if a reduction or reinstatement were appropriate, and if so, to what level. So I move that recommendation.
Thank you. I'll second that. Any questions? No. Can we put it to the vote then, please? Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you. Councillor Moody.
And 78, the Tavistock Business Development District bid renewal. It's recommended that the casting of the Tavistock Town Council's ballots in favour of the renewed term for the Tavistock Business Improvement District Limited be endorsed. And congratulations to bid for the hard work that they have done for Tavistock. So I move that recommendation.
Thank you. I'll second that. I'd like to make a comment that, of course, you've probably already seen, I'm sure we've been told that the bid renewal was successful, highly successful. High majority of people voted in favour of it. So they are there for another 5 years.
Yes.
So that's good news. So can we vote on that, please? Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you. Councillor Moody.
Number 79, the use of council premises. The committee considered the report of the general managers in connection to the above, and the recommendation is that the town council agree to use the Unit 5 East End stores as council office space in lieu of commercial letting for a period of 12 months, starting in August 26, with a review of arrangements being brought back to the council within a 6 to 9 month period, together with B, measures being introduced by the market team to seek to secure, where possible, additional income from the pannier market to offset, insofar as possible, the consequential loss of the commercial income. I move that motion.
Thank you. Councillor Smith will second. Any questions? Debate? Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
80, disposal of vehicle. 81, overnight visitor levy. There is a recommendation that the NALC, NALC, be advised that council was not in a position to comment on the basis of the limited information included in and the scope of the survey. I move that recommendation.
Thank you. Councillor Smith seconding. Thank you. Any questions or debate? No. Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
And 82, the DALC Conference 2026. It's recommended that Tavistock Town Council agree to Councillor J. Moody to attend the conference, and B, further afford the opportunity to all members of the council at its meeting of the 28th of July, which is tonight. I move that recommendation.
Thank you. I'll second that. Now, we'll vote on it first and then we'll see who else would like to attend. So any questions about that? No. We can take the vote now. Those in favour, please show. Thank you. Right, do we have any volunteers who would like to attend? I would like to go because my other engagement that day has now been rescheduled. Please. Councillor Smith, I think you've already put down, haven't you? Yeah. Councillor Ewings.
I was on the list. I'm still going to go, but I have the health and well-being now for Oakhampton, which I've asked to be put on their first item in Oakhampton. So I'll just go straight up, but West Devon will pay for it. Thank you.
Anybody else interested in attending? It's usually a full day, isn't it? It's Exeter Racecourse, so it's usually a good opportunity to find out what's going on and a really good networking opportunity. So it's good that we've got good representation there. Councillor Moody, please.
83, item circulated for information only. Tavistock Museum grant application. 84, Abbey Remains project. 85, local government reorganisation in Devon.
Can I just, do we have any update on that from anybody, Town Clerk?
Just to say, of course, the government announcement came very shortly after the last Budget and Policy Committee meeting. I'm aware that there was a meeting scheduled with clerks and mayors of town councils in South Hams, which actually fell the following day, and they received a detailed update from officers of South Hams District Council with regard to the current proposals at that time and their expectations in terms of where that would go. I wrote to the twin-hatted members of Tavistock Town Council on the 23rd of July inviting and requesting the opportunity for a meeting with the officers of West Devon Borough Council, perhaps across West Devon, in order that the same facility could be afforded to us. And I believe that Oakhampton have made the same request. Clearly, when we get to the autumn, the statutory order is going to be in place, so it will be very helpful to have an understanding before then or very early in the summer recess as to what the position might be, and we're awaiting a response on that.
Okay. Councillor Ewings?
The response will be that it will be in early September. It happened to be a meeting for South Hams that was already in the diary and had been in the diary for about a year. It is one of their meetings that they have. We don't have them over here because people don't attend them. So, you know, not everybody attends, as we know. But I have asked and said I would like a meeting to be held for the area, and I think it's going to be the first week of September.
Thank you. Councillor Parker.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I know that this announcement took a lot of us by surprise and, of course, disappointment, concern and all of the other words. It's bound to have had an impact on the activities of the current councils. The one that is puzzling me at the moment is whether or not it's had an impact on the preparation of a new local plan between South Hams and West Devon? And if so, what is to be done about it? Have we been informed, Town Clerk?
There is a consultation document which has been issued by West Devon South Hams in relation to a review of the local plan arrangement. I'd have to defer to colleagues who sit on both authorities in relation to what the relationship of that is to local government reorganisation and how that might play out in the context of the option which affects the residual Devon authorities.
Understood.
Thank you. Councillor Ewings, please.
We've had a meeting this afternoon which Councillor Moody attended, and we were advised that at this stage we have to carry on with the area that we're doing. For us in West Devon it makes no difference because nothing is happening to us, but in South Hams it may make a difference because some of South Hams 4 or 5 is going to Torbay, but the 13 are going to Plymouth. So, yes, there will be some consequences, but at this stage we have been advised that we just have to carry on.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Doesn't mean I agree with it.
No, it's all right. Let me say thank you. It doesn't mean the same.
Thank you. Councillor Moody, 86.
86, UK Town of Culture, and then we go to part 2, which we will look at later. Yes.
Councillor Hutton, please.
Oh, can I just correct apologies for absence? On the 7th, it's not got my name there, on the 7th of July, I sent an apology, which was acknowledged, apologising for plans
You
and
did,
for
yeah.
B&P. Sorry. The plans has been acknowledged, but the B&P wasn't.
Thank you for that, Councillor Hutton, and sorry that you weren't on there. Sorry. Right. Item 7 now, planning matters. Little A, Development Managing and Licensing Committee. Councillor Smith, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I rise to present the Development Management and Licensing Committee held on the Council Chamber here on Tuesday the 23rd of June. 55, apologies for absence. 56, confirmation of minutes. 57, declaration of interest. 58, HATOC Committee for West Devon. 59, Dartmoor National Park Authority. 60, town planning issues. 61, planning applications. Little A, planning decisions by West Devon Borough Council. And little B, new planning applications, again by West Devon. And it's recommended that the views of the Town Council, as listed in Appendix B, be passed to the local planning authority for consideration, and I would move that, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Can we have a seconder, please? Councillor Venning, thank you. Any questions, comments? Right, can we vote then? Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
Okay. Right, I rise again to present the Development Management and Licensing Committee minutes held on Monday the 13th of July. 63, apologies for absence. 64, confirmation of minutes. 65, declaration of interest. 66, licensing applications. 67, Devon County Council, Brook Lane, Tavistock prohibition of vehicles order. 68, planning policy cooperation and interpretation of TTV 27 refers, and it's recommended that Tavistock Town Council, little a, endorse and adopt the approach as set out in paragraph 2.5 of the accompanying report, and little b, initiate and endorse the approach set out in para 2.6 of the report, namely, little 1, establish arrangements to draft a preliminary question for consideration to be consulted on with the LPA, which is West Devon. Little 2, designate a task and finish working group comprising the chairman and vice chairman of the Development Management and Licensing Committee and immediate past vice chairman to engage with the local planning authority regarding first 1 bullet point, the question to be asked, and second bullet point, that relevant matters such as the identity/experience of prospective chambers, and C, agree an indicative budget in the sum of up to £5,000. That's the recommendation. I would move that.
Thank you. Can I have a seconder for that recommendation, please? Councillor Parker. Any questions to that recommendation? No? No debate? Right. Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. 69, Dartmoor National Park Authority. 70, Town Planning Issues. 71, Planning Applications. Little a, Planning Decisions by West Devon. Little b, New Planning Applications. Recommended that A, the views of the Town Councillors listed in Appendix B be passed to the Local Planning Authority for consideration, which is Appendix 5, and little b, the Committee's recommendation in respect of application number 0887/26/OPA, major application refers as listed below, be referred to full council for consideration. And this is the Violet Lane application. Recommended that an objection be raised to the application for the following reasons. And I wish you were going to
Right.
read out this, Mr.
There's quite a lengthy recommendation here. The minutes are on the Town Council website. They've been available for all members to read in the minutes here. The recommendation in its fullness is available widely for people, so I don't propose asking Councillor Smith to read them at the moment. So, Councillor Parker.
I second.
All right, thank you. Thank you. So we've got a recommendation that's been proposed and seconded. Does anybody have any comments or questions on this recommendation? Councillor Hipsey.
I'd invite anyone interested in the subject to read through this missive. But to me, the most important thing that comes out of it is the danger that if this proposal were to go forward, the danger that we would find our town, certainly the eastern end of our town, in complete and utter gridlock. To me, the most important thing, there are lots of important things within this. We all understand, I'm sure, the need for new housing. However, a town, as Councillor Sellis was saying, a town like ours with an ancient road network that's constrained by geography and the fact we're next to Dartmoor National Park, we have the national landscape on the other side, our roads simply cannot take the traffic that will be generated by this proposal. And I think it's most important that we push that part very hard. And this recommendation actually does it for me. But I think if you're going to take anything out of that, that's the headline. That should be the headline for our objection. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. Councillor Parker.
Yeah, just a couple of brief comments, if I may, just highlighting a couple of things. One related to an item that appeared earlier on the DM committee agenda about the consultation with West Devon Borough Council about planning policy. The committee believes, or concluded that on the evidence, TTV policies 26 and 27 do apply and should be given weight in the decision. Now, there are reasons for that, but they'll be teased out in consultation with West Devon Borough Council and hopefully with Chambers. Even then, though, even if it's decided that TTP 26 and 27 don't apply, the tilted balance that we're all very fond of quoting only applies to sustainable development. The presumption is only for sustainable development, not for development. If a development is not sustainable, then the presumption is against it still. And the second major point in this report is that for a variety of reasons, not least the hostile pedestrian environment, the poor access to buses, poor cycling networks, poor linkages between the site and all of the town's local services. Though all those add together to make this development unsustainable as a location. The application, of course, is unsustainable because it goes against government, West Devon and Tavistock Town Council policy in the provision of affordable housing. It provides less than half of the affordable housing that is required by policy. The third issue is the one that we've referred to on several occasions this evening, is the impact of the traffic generated by this development on the network in the town. Now, the transport assessment contains a number of errors, but the most absurd one, and the one that probably causes much more harm than anything else, is the idea that 35% of the traffic from this development will go down Stannery Bridge Road, turn right into Vigo Ridge Road, and then turn left at the Co-op and go the wrong way down Duke Street and Brook Street. Even with that impossible move, the conclusion is that at least 2 of the junctions in this town will be over capacity, and the County Council have acknowledged and recognised that. Add that 35% of traffic in, and I believe we're into the area of severe impact, which is, in the NPPF terms, a reason for refusal. I will make a follow-up comment to my question and answer with Councillor Sellis, which is, as the Neighbourhood Planning Authority and as a council that is concerned about where development, if it is to happen, should occur, I think it's important that we do get ourselves involved in issues such as the traffic survey. We have expressed a view now as a committee about where the junctions are that cause us concern, and it's important that that survey does cover those junctions. I mean, it is interesting that of the 3 other authorities that cover Tavistock, Parliament's been consulted through our local MP, West Devon's been consulted, and in fact been asked to provide details of the junctions that they think should be surveyed. But the third level, the one that's closest to the ground and the one that's a neighbourhood planning authority, hasn't been approached at all. And one of the recommendations that we thought very long and hard about was asking the town clerk to raise that issue with Devon County Council, and at least let's satisfy ourselves that the junctions that we are concerned about are being covered by the survey. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Parker. Councillor Hutton, please.
Is there, obviously the thing, there's so many things wrong with this thing, but particularly it's the transport we are very, very worried about. We're going to be discussing quite soon Violet Lane, which has got some similarities.
We'll be discussing Green Hill. This is Violet Lane. Yeah.
Well, this is part of the problem. There are so many of these now coming into play. And the difficulty is that we obviously judge things on an individual development. Is there absolutely no way that in planning terms that you can start putting these different developments all together? Because if we could say, you know, yes, Violet Lane, we've got a problem, then we've got a problem with this, then we've got a problem with this. But actually, it's the cumulative thing that is really concerning us all. Individually, they're a disaster, but collectively, it's just appalling.
Thank you. Well, my understanding of this traffic survey is that that's what that will be looking at, the cumulative effect of the traffic on the whole of the town. Councillor Parker?
The straightforward answer to Councillor Hutton's question is yes. Cumulative impact is an absolute requirement of government policy, and this cumulative in the sense that, for example, there are two developments already committed in this town. There's 500 houses still to come at the Tors and 250 in the local plan at Plymouth Road. They have priority in any assessment of traffic impact over new applications. Government policy says that, and so does local plan policy. Forgive me, but I think it's DEV 29, which is very clear that cumulative impact and developments on the highway system is a must.
Thank you. Councillor Hipsey, then Councillor Munro.
Thank you. I think Councillor Hutton makes a particularly good point about the cumulative impact, and thank you for the clarity from Councillor Parker. The other thing that I think I would like to know, and again, Councillor Parker might be able to clarify this, or somebody else from the floor, is we all know, given the geography of our town and the road network, that it only takes a traffic light or two, roadworks somewhere in town. It always seems to be outside Tesco, but many other places, and the whole thing is thrown into complete and utter chaos. As your representative on the bid, I can tell you for a fact that every time a major roadwork like that occurs, people lose business. They lose footfall, they lose money, and our high street suffers. I would like to know whether that sort of impact is ever considered as part of the road traffic modelling for these developments. It has a potential to kill our town in the business sense. I don't know whether you can inform me on that, Graham. I don't know whether that's something that you...
The simple answer is the modelling itself doesn't take that into account, but the impact assessments of any development once the model is there should most definitely take that into account. And as the county archaeologist has said, it should take into account the physical impact on the World Heritage site, because all of the junctions that we're talking about and all of the approach roads and the escape roads, they are so constrained that it's almost impossible to think of any improvements that you could do to mitigate the situation. So the answer is no, not the modelling, but yes, the assessment.
Thank you.
Councillor Munro, please.
I'm just concerned about the long term of the Violet Lane development. In fact, that as residents will stop driving, effectively they'll become isolated. We've already seen examples where Section 186 monies have been used for bus service provision, and the services are impacted once those funds are diminished.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions? Right, we've got a recommendation which has been seconded. Can we please vote on it? Those in favour of the recommendation, which is lengthy, I know, please show. Thank you.
I'm abstaining.
Carried with one abstention.
Thank you. Right, we now move on to... Yes.
I have one item with your permission I would like to bring up.
Stand up, please, microphone. Councillor Hipsey, microphone off, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The last item on the minutes here, 72, is the next meeting, which is next Tuesday, the 4th of August. And with your permission, I would like to say to all the councillors and to the public as well, there are two applications there for Flood Street and Maynard's almshouses. The first one is for refurbishment of the buildings at the front. The second one is for building 8 additional dwellings or homes at the rear of the site with other works on the landscaping to make the occupation a lot simpler. The almshouses have been there for hundreds of years and they are part of the council. The value, although it's 8 additional dwellings, it doesn't come before a full council. I personally feel that as many councillors should be involved in this. The project is worth around about 2.5 million, which is possibly, General Manager, about what we spent on the Guildhall. A little bit more. Yeah, it's a very large project for Tavistock, and I think to see more of you at DMNL next Tuesday to consider this would be an extremely good idea, both for Tavistock and councillors, to understand what is and it's a very far-reaching operation. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Smith. So now we move on to little 2, which is application 0491/26 OPA, which minute 71 refers Green Hill. So there have been circulated to all members 2 papers, which are observations from a member of the DMNL planning group, and I thank him for that. It took quite a lot of reading, but it read well. So as there has been so much information put before you, did anyone disagree with any of the recommendation that came forward?
Madam Mayor, shall I speak?
Yes? Yeah.
Madam Mayor, I just wanted to make it clear that I am not prejudging this particular planning application, as I've stated before, as a member of the West Devon Development Management and Licensing Committee. It's probably, and it's at that committee which will make the eventual determination of this application. However, the report before us does raise a number of significant planning issues that, in my view, deserve careful consideration. However, accordingly, to avoid any perception of predetermination, I've decided to withdraw from the room and will take no part in the debate and will not vote. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Moody, Deputy Mayor. Thank you. Councillor Parker.
Excuse me. Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, I apologise. The heading of the covering report wrongly refers to the right application number but the wrong site. It refers to Violet Lane. My apologies for that. Madam Mayor, the Development Management Committee hasn't been able to make a recommendation on this application because the West Devon Council did not allow us to extend the time to enable us to consider it properly. So the council's in the position of using its own authority to adopt a response to the application itself, which it's allowed to do. Now, at the invitation of the committee, I've prepared a report and recommendations on the application. Although it was referred to by the town clerk as observations, I've tried to make the report as comprehensive and as thoroughly researched as I can. I hope it sets out the issues clearly. Madam Mayor, in the absence of a report from the committee, I move that the council adopts both the report and the recommendations circulated. And Madam Mayor, I'm happy to move the recommendations en bloc, if you're happy to do with that. And I understand Councillor Hipps is prepared to second this.
Okay. I think, okay, so we've got a recommendation which has been moved and seconded, so that's before us. Now, I know that there will be some questions, so I think this is the time to, or some observations, comments, questions, any debate. So does anybody have any comments or questions about this application, please? Councillor Mrs Moody, please.
Madam Mayor, given the importance of the traffic work now being undertaken for Tavistock, could someone explain why Tavistock Town Council has not been involved in those discussions? As the Town Council, with our local knowledge and our role as a statutory planning consultee, I would have thought we could make a positive contribution to that work. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I'm not sure who can answer that. It's certainly not me. We perhaps could write to the Highways Authority.
If memory serves me right, we've got a previous recommendation which has been adopted earlier this evening, which is for myself to write to the County Council as Highway Authority, making that request. Clearly, until we've made that request, I don't know what the answer will be, but that would be a formal request as opposed to an informal request, which I know has been made on a number of occasions before. So that will be in hand following the meeting.
Thank you. Councillor Hutton, please.
I must say, this is a lovely piece of work which has been done really quite quickly as well. There's so much, isn't there, about this development that is wrong. we know about the traffic, but even things like the sewage, you know, things that often you don't tend to think about, but all the evidence we've got, or what we know, is that there won't be enough sewage capacity for this. Another thing that struck me, somebody mentioned to me yesterday, and I live in the areas, if ever you've been down Green Hill on the rare occasions when it ices up, it's hell. It's hell. We're going to have another blockage, never mind traffic lights. What about the 2 cars that crash at the bottom? So, an excellent piece of work. I think absolutely we've got to fight this, and we've got to fight it with the other one, because basically together this cumulative is just going to be a disaster for our town.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions? Councillor Parker, did you wish to speak?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. If there's no more questions, as the mover, can I just sum up, and I promise you it will not take 5 minutes.
I'm timing you.
I've been warned. Right, I'm not going to repeat the issues that we've already discussed for Violet Lane, but I'm going to, most of which apply here, but I'm going to just hit on 1 or 2 different ones. I'm also not going to harp on about the awful quality of this application, because Councillors Moody and Bridgewater have got that in hand. However, I will say that I think they're right, and that the application is not in a fit state to be determined. Virtually every piece of paper gives a different amount of housing for the application. Having said that, the headlines that I'd like to draw attention to are, first, unlike Violet Lane, Green Hill is not in countryside. It's clearly in the built-up area. That means the main question is the application for sustainable development, and the TTV 26-27 issues do not apply. For all the reasons set out in the report, in my view, this isn't a sustainable development. Although design, housing and flooding are issues that are most important, the most important part is that it's a really bad location for walking, cycling and buses. And there's nothing that the applicant is doing or even can do about that. I think the mood of the meeting is that members agree that this development isn't sustainable and doesn't benefit from the presumption in favour. Second, exactly like Violet Lane, this application badly underplays the amount of car traffic that will be generated, and there's a real chance that this development, that the impact of this development on the town's fragile highway network, and I use that phrase advisedly, Councillor Hipps is dead right, will be severe. I do repeat that we should welcome Devon County Council in preparing a traffic model for the town, but believe most strongly, like others, that we should be involved. This is so important, though, that I believe if, against the evidence, if West Devon Council wishes to approve the application, then it should be delayed until the work on the traffic modelling is complete. As with Violet Lane, the third big issue is the lack of infrastructure. I won't repeat the concerns about sewerage, education, primary healthcare, bus services and the impact on Tavistock's park and recreation. But I do think that West Devon's behaviour in consulting virtually everyone in the area, except the Town Council, about infrastructure needs is unacceptable. I believe that as the Neighbourhood Plan Authority, we should ask West Devon to bring us up to date and to include us in future discussions. Finally, I was both surprised and immensely grateful to Historic England for the strength of their objection. And in recommendation 8, I suggest that we lend our support to their objection. The last thing on earth that we should be doing is approving anything that jeopardises our World Heritage status. Now, for all those reasons, Madam Mayor, I commend recommendations A1 to A8 and B1 to B3 to the Council, and ask that, along with the accompanying report, they form the Council's objection to the application. I make it about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much. Well done, Councillor Parker.
As stated, I will second the proposal.
Right, thank you. So we have a proposal which has been seconded. Are we ready to vote on that? Right, those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you. Can we ask Councillor Moody to return, please? Jeffrey?
Thank you.
Thank you, well done. Right, we now move on to item H, which are service reports. Little one, General Manager's report, which has been circulated. Anybody have any questions for the General Manager? I was very interested to see that there are 5 different companies offering paranormal evenings in the town. Any questions, comments? Thank you very much for that, General Manager. As always, a good report. Thank you. Then the Pannier Market report. Councillor Hipsey, please.
Those of you that know me well will realise that I do a fair bit of wandering around talking to people in town. And I'm delighted to hear some of the comments in Bedford Square around the Pannier Market and so on and so forth. I've been overwhelmed recently by the number of people, this sounds rather bizarre, but the number of people, it might be a coincidence, who have commented very favourably on the state of the Pannier Market toilets. And I would like to congratulate our team who performed the potentially unpleasant task of cleaning the toilets on a regular basis for their hard work. It's obviously paying off, and it's being reflected in very favourable comments by visitors, which again bounces back and impacts on our business potentiality. So thank you very much, Wayne and your team.
Thank you. I went in the Pannier Market today and it was very busy in there, so which was great to see. So lovely. Okay, item 3, Works Department report. Can I... Councillor Parker first, please.
I know we often say thank you to the Works Department for the work that they do around town, and I think we obviously say that again, but I think a special thank you to cleaning out the canal. That was really, really above and beyond. Well, if you can pass thanks and congratulations on, Wayne, that would be great.
Thank you. And I was going to mention about them working while it's been so hot. It's been, whereas most of us who are over retirement age will be sheltering and taking it easy, plenty of fluids. They've had to be out there doing things, so well done to them for that. Thank you. Town Hall and Butchers Hall report. Sounds as if it's pretty busy in there, which is good news. Can we note that, please? Thank you. Item 9, Finance and Other Matters. To receive for information the following reports of the Administration Office, which is enclosed. So, thank you for that. Can I add to the training? I'm going on the AI for Council Operations training course on the 9th of September, which Mrs. Cassidy has booked me on. Thank you. And I recently did some training in managing conflict. So that was quite interesting. Quite a lot of people on that training course, actually. It's okay. Any questions about this report? Can we just note that, please? Thank you. Notes from the Town Hall and Markets meeting on the 16th of June, which were enclosed at 9B for your information. Thank you. This is an opportunity for all the various aspects of the town Pannier Market to come together in the Town Hall and Butchers Hall and to discuss their operations. So that was it's always an interesting and fairly lively meeting, really, isn't it? It's good. Okay, so we can note that, please. And then notes from the Goose Fair meeting held on the 6th of July. I was interested to see who would be, if it had been suggested that a tractor and trailer might be made available to take people from the roundabout by Abbey Bridge to the cattle market. I'd like to know who's going to write a risk assessment for that. It might have done in my day when I was a kid, but I think it's probably not such a great idea now. Okay, any questions or comments on that? No. Item D, to receive any update from or questions to council representatives serving on any other outside bodies in connection with the work of those bodies. Councillor Hipsey, please.
It's been mentioned already, but the bid would like to say thank you very much to the Town Council for the support of the Town Council during the renewal campaign. It's been successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And can you pass our congratulations and thanks back to the bid for all the work that they do, because it's pretty important in the town. Okay. Any other further updates? I'd like to give one. I attend on behalf of the Town Council the Oak Rail Forum, which has now become the Rail Forum, because the Oakhampton interchange will be operational from Saturday. So they've got their line back to Oakhampton and they've now got 2 stations. Anyway, the Rail Forum is still led by Dr Michael Ireland. We had representatives there from West Devon Borough Council, Rail Futures, University of Exeter, Lanson, Pinho, Oakhampton. And one of the things that was quite interesting is this idea that the Connect North Cornwall, where they're looking at having a line from Bodmin through to Lanson onto Oakhampton. This is in very early embryonic stages, but all 6 of the Cornish MPs are supporting that, and Cornwall County Council have funded the primary case, first case, business case of £50,000 towards it. And one of the things about that is the line is going to be electrified. It would be very quick then to get from somewhere like Truro up to London. Very fast. We're talking about 10, 15 years away. It's not going to happen overnight. And the other thing was they're talking about getting a lot of freight on that train line. I do have a little piece of paper there about it, which I don't know if we'd like to circulate that to members. It's a bit, I've used it a lot, but it's quite, I find it quite interesting anyway. So still working on railway matters, so that's good. Any other updates? Feedback from members following their attendance at any training sessions. I was just going to say that the managing conflict was interesting and informative. It's pleasing to see that a number of you are taking up training opportunities. If you see something in the DALC papers that come out, Mrs. Cassidy's your lady, she sends them out, let her know and we can book you on them, okay? Thank you. Anything else there? No? Item 10, to receive such communications or reports as may be submitted by the Town Mayor. Don't have a lot to say, but I just wanted to reflect on Saturday. I attended the 20th anniversary of the Tavistock Memory Cafe, one of the many groups within this town that does amazing work. We are so blessed with so many groups that do so much work. And there are probably about 130 people in the town hall, and it just ran really nicely. They did have a tea dance, which some people were reluctant to dance, but the tea was smashing, and very nice reflection on a really good service. They've got a huge number of volunteers there, so that was really nice. Item 11, urgent matters brought forward at the discretion of the Town Mayor. I have none. So we now move to item 12, which is exclusion of the press and public from public bodies, brackets, admission to meetings, brackets, Act 1960. So can I thank all the members of the public very much for your attendance this evening. It's been great to have you here. Thank you for putting up with the hot temperatures in this room. And thank you, Councillor Sellis. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, Tom.